everybody, Sandphil here. Hey, let's go work on the van again. What do you say? I got some pretty cool stuff I think we're gonna do today. Okay, first off, let me show you what I've got working, and we'll see what we can do to fix it. Okay, we're gonna get underneath the van here. Okay. So, I got my transmission mount done. So, all this is finished. Remind me, I've still got to tighten these bolts up. I haven't done that yet. Okay, so let's move on to the shifter. So off camera, I kind of made this bracket here and welded it to the original bracket, and it comes over to the shifter like it would have been in the van. The problem is, and it shifts, see? I mean, it's actually pretty cool. The problem is here's the stock rod that comes up through here, and it should hook, this should hook through here. The problem is on the column. Let me go show you. Okay, so this rod comes up right here, and it hooks into the column like that. The problem is that's in park, okay? And I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos of these guys that use their stock shifters on the C10s, but the C10, that little thing is on the other side. So it comes up and down this way. Mine is on this side, and it's in park. The problem is it goes up, so it'd pull the rod forward, and it can't, I needed to pull it the other way. So I got to figure something else out. Okay, so my original idea of using the existing shifter stuff didn't work. So I did work on the van. I'm sorry without you guys for a little bit. Just some stressful stuff going on. I found that just working on stuff helps me deal with that. And let's face it, it's hard to set up the camera and do all that stuff. So anyway, I think I fixed the shifting problem that I was having with the van, and let me show you how I did this. Let's see if we can kind of look at it right here. Right there, you can kind of see it. I bought a, hang on, let's get underneath the van where you can see it really good. Okay, so here's what I did. I bought a tactical, and I'm just going to call it tactical because everything's tactical now. I bought a tactical push-pull cable, and it wraps around and goes up there to where the shifter is. So let me see if we can't do some multiple camera angle stuff, and I'll show you how this is working. Hang on. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, second, first. So there we go. So first, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of not really where first is, it's really where second is, but then there's second, there's drive. It's kind of in between neutral and drive. There's neutral, and there's reverse, and there's park. So we got all our gears, man. Now let me show you something else I did. So right here is our new gas pedal installed. How about that? Ooh. Pretty soon that'll be making bald eagle screaming noises. So we got that. Now that brings us to why I was so stressed out on this deal. Okay, I forgot one other thing. So, oops, I kicked the tripod. So when I was making this plate that my tactical push-pull cable goes through, I was cutting it, and let me show you what happened. I was cutting it with a cutoff wheel, and I set myself on fire. How about that? And I don't mean just like a little bit of fire. I mean, I was like on fire, and I got the shirt pulled over my head, got it on the ground and stomped it. I lost some hair on my arm there, and a little bit of an eyebrow and an eyelash, but let me show you what it did to my hand. That's 2 weeks later. I will insert a picture of what it looked like the next day. Here you go. This is what it looked like right after I did it. So you guys be careful, man. I mean, I've cut stuff forever, and I've caught myself on fire before, and I don't know what happened this time. I just went and I kind of patted it out like this, and I thought it would go out, and that shirt melted to my hand. And then I was kind of in a panic mode, but I got it pulled off my head, and like I said, it was pretty crazy. So anyway, that was stressful event number one. Now let me show you the one that it really got to me pretty bad, and it's a product, and here's the deal. I've been going back and forth in my head on how I should make this video, and I don't know. I think I'm going to take the high road on this deal, and let me just show you what we got. All right, so in this little box, this cost me over $1,000. This was about $1,000, $1,052.88 to be exact. I ordered this wiring harness, and I think I took all the stickers and everything off of it, so you guys won't really know where this came from. And that's me taking the high road on this deal, because I really don't want to rip this guy. You know, everybody has stuff going on, and maybe, you know, you never know exactly what people have going on all the time, and maybe that's what happened here. Hang on, let me get this up here where I can talk to you. Anyway, like I said, you never know what everybody's got going on in their life. I personally ran into a financial thing popped up that I didn't know about, and this happened 13 years ago. And I thought I had, I'd had all that stuff taken care of, and something came around and jumped up on me. So on this wiring harness, I don't know what happened, but I looked around all over the place. I even thought about doing a wiring harness myself. I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to be a computer guy, and I enjoy. I'm one of the rare guys that I enjoy wiring. I don't have a problem with it. For some reason, in my messed up head, it kind of makes sense to me. I know a lot of people have trouble with it, and I have trouble with pretty much everything else, but wiring seems to work for me. But I just thought I'd spent so much money on the engine and everything, I just didn't want to have any trouble. And this is one of those that it kind of bit me a little bit. I mean, luckily, crossing your fingers, I got a good looking harness, and it's pretty much what I ordered. But like I said, this thing was over $1,000. Now, to a lot of guys, that may not be a big deal. It might be like them spending $100. But to me, $1,000 is more like spending like $8,000 or $10,000. It's quite a bit of money to me. And what happened is I thought I'd done my research. Well, hang on, let me back up. I did a little bit of research. And I should have done some more. I had emailed a couple people that do these standalone harnesses, wiring harnesses, on some stuff, and most of them didn't email me back, which, hey, let me put this harness up here where you guys can see what I'm talking about. A lot of them just didn't even email me back. I emailed the information email address they had on their website, and they didn't even email me back, even to just to even get a quote on a wiring harness. And so I ran across this guy. If you Google search standalone wiring harnesses, this guy's going to be one of the first ones that pops up. All I'm going to say is he's in Michigan. There's another guy who is Swap Time, and he is in Arizona, which I really wish I could have got him to do my wiring harness. He seems like a stand-up, honest guy. I'm not saying this guy isn't honest, but I just don't like the way he does business. And the thing is I own my own computer store for 12 years, and I would never have done business this way. And my wife keeps telling me, you know what, Phil, not everybody is you. I get that, but I'm gray in the beard, and I'm cranky, and I'm old now. So, you know, bottom line is if you pay for something, you should get what you pay for. And bottom line, and that's why I'm not slamming this guy, I got a good looking harness. I mean, this is what I ordered, okay? Now, let me tell you what kind of happened is I ordered this online. And I get it. It takes a while to make a custom wiring harness. I'm not denying that at all, okay? And so what happened is I ordered it. He immediately took the money straight out of my bank account. Actually out of my credit card account. I mean, immediately, as soon as I ordered it, that money was gone. And then I got an email from him saying that they would be starting my harness as soon as they could, and that the estimated shipping date would have been October 7th. Okay? I get that. Okay. No problem. It takes a while. This was like the 1st of September. Okay? Alright. So I figured, you know, if it were me doing business, I would give myself a little bit of lead time, or extra time. So if I tell the guy the 7th, and I mean, this is just me. He does, you know, everybody does business differently. I'm not saying that this is what upset me, okay? I'm just saying, in my business, I would try to give myself a little bit of space. And that way, if you come in before the time you quoted that customer, man, you look like a hero. And so, I know, I mean, that's, you know, that's not here nor there. I'm just saying, it's one way to do it, okay? So I had an estimate, and it was an estimated shipping date of October 7th. Okay, so I didn't say one word. I didn't try to email him. I didn't try to do anything, okay? October 7th came and passed. Nothing. Hadn't gotten a phone call, email, Facebook Messenger message from him, nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, so a week goes by. I said, well, let me just, I don't want to make the guy mad, but I kind of need this harness. So let me email him. I emailed the information web address, that email address that he gives you to email him if you have questions or problems or anything like that. And so I emailed him, waited 3 days, never heard anything back. Wow, that's kind of weird. Now, I got a lot of money out there on this wiring harness, so I thought, well, let me Google just his name. Now, before I Googled standalone wiring harness, I said, let me just Google this guy's company name. That's when all the alarm bells and everything started going off. Okay? First thing that pops up, very first thing, is the Better Business Bureau. And I start reading through this stuff. And I'm almost sick to my stomach. Because I thought that was going to stop this build right away. Because everything I'm reading is, I've tried to call this guy, I've emailed him, he doesn't email me back, he promises me a certain day, he says it's already in the mail, haven't seen it for weeks, he gives you a false shipping number, or not a false shipping number, but he just prints out the shipping label, so if you go to your credit card, it looks like he already shipped it, and they won't dispute it. I mean, it wasn't one or two of these. I mean, we're talking a lot. Like 25, 30 of these. Recent. And I was just sick. And that's when I just came out and started doing what I could on the van, and that's why you didn't get a lot of videos on updating this. And in between there, we went to the sand dunes. So there's some sand dunes video. But anyway, so after 3 days that I didn't get a hold of this guy, I decided to call him. Called the number that's on there, and it immediately goes to an automated message machine that says you get 3 or 4 options. Like the first one's sales, the second one is technical, you know, if you have a question about something. The third one is billing, and the fourth one is just wait to talk to an operator. Well, I hit every one of them. I mean, I started with billing because that's what I thought. It says it goes and it rings and rings and rings, and then the message picks up and it says, "Hey, we're not available at this time. If you'll leave a number and a name, we'll call you back immediately." So I started with the third one. Okay, like I said, I own my own business. I get it. You get swamped. You know, sometimes it's tough. It's tough to keep on top of everything. So I hit 3. I left my number. Nothing. 2 days go by. Nothing. Hadn't called me back. So 2 more days have gone past now. And this is past when, you know, this is a whole week past when he said it might ship. And I'm not asking him that, I'm not mad because it hasn't shipped. I just wanted some kind of information on it. It's all I'm looking for. You know, is it going to be a week? Is it going to be 3 weeks? Is it going to be 6 months? I just need some kind of time frame on this deal. Just something to acknowledge, yes, you took all my money and we're working on it. But I'm not even getting any kind of answers at all. So one day, before I went to work, I sat there and I dialed every one of those extensions. And I didn't do it just once. Like, I did it. This is going to make me sound like a stalker, but I did. I was getting freaked out. I did it. I waited a couple hours and I did it again. Waited a couple hours and did it again. I did this pretty much all day until I had to go to work. Because I thought, well, maybe I caught him at lunch. Maybe I caught him doing this. But, you know, eventually somebody's got to answer the phone. This is a business, man. And this is in the middle of the week, right in the middle of his times that he says that he's open for business. And this is Eastern Standard Time. So I made sure and document all this stuff. Nothing. No phone calls back. No nothing. Zip. Nothing. So now I'm really freaking out. Because this is looking just exactly like all those things I was reading on the Better Business Bureau ad. So finally I get to digging through some stuff on his webpage, and I find his personal email. So I emailed him. I said, and I was very polite. I said, "Hey, I've tried to call a couple times. Haven't gotten any answer from anybody. Here's my invoice number. I was just wondering, you know, what's going on with my wiring harness and you know, what's up?" The email I got back says, hey Phil, you know, we're finished with your wiring harness. It's on the testing bench right now. It should ship out today. You should have it by like Tuesday, and this is like on a Friday. And he says, "Have a great weekend." Okay. Well, now I'm not feeling so bad. I got a positive email. And then my head started going back to that Better Business Bureau page. Well, guess what? Never ever did I get a shipping number. So Friday goes by, Monday goes by, Tuesday goes by, nothing, 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 nothing. Wednesday, I emailed his person. Okay, now I want to back up a minute. When I've been trying to get a hold of him, I've sent an email to his information line that says that's the one, you know, his information email, the one that says that's the one you're supposed to email if you got a question. I've called. I sent him a Facebook Messenger off his Facebook page. Never replied to that. Finally, his personal email, I get an answer. Okay, well, alright, now I've got some kind of communication with this guy. Wednesday rolls around. I said, hey man, you know, this is like October 21st, I think. And a lot of this may seem like it's a short period of time, but it's me freaking out because I'd read all of this Better Business Bureau stuff. And I was pretty sure that it was going to have to get deep. I mean, I was going to have to call the credit card company. It was going to be bad, you know. And I needed something done. I was having trouble with my daily driver, and you know, this guy's got $1,000 worth of my money that I could fix it. Or, you know, if I had the harness, maybe I get the van going. You know, he could take over for my daily. But anyway, so I emailed him and said, hey man, I never got a, you know, shipping number or anything. Well, boom! All of a sudden, now I get a shipping. Okay? So now I've got this shipping number. And this is on Wednesday. We leave for the dunes Friday. So I'm watching this thing. Watching it. Never moves. All I see when you pull up the tracking number is that he's printed out this label. Oh, wait a minute. This sounds familiar. Oh, yeah. This is like all of those Better Business Bureau complaints where he prints out a label, but yet it never ships. So anyway, so we go to the dunes. I come back Sunday. I didn't really have fun because I was worried about this harness, and then I've got another financial thing happening. Anyway, I mean, it's still a trip to the dunes. I'm not going to say I didn't have fun, but it could have been a lot funner. And plus, all my stuff's broken. So I was, you know, anyway. But I had fun riding with Craig, and, you know, Drew was out there, Mikey. I mean, the whole gang was there, Scar. We had a blast, and it was fun. And I guess I shouldn't say that it wasn't fun. It was. Anytime you go to the dunes, it's fun. So, anyway. But I did have all this stuff in the back of my head, and it was weighing on my dunes trip. So I get back Monday, still nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. The track, it's still the same thing on the tracker. It says, hey, you know, shipping label's been printed. It's in pre-shipment, I think is what it says. And that's it. So Thursday I emailed him. And I said, hey man, when are you going to ship this? And he emailed me back and said, well, you've already got a shipping number on it. And I said, well, I have a shipping number that the number says that all you've done is print the label out, and it's been that way for over a week now. So when is it going to ship? I either need my wiring harness or I need a refund. Well, lo and behold, later that day, that package got to the actual post office, and I saw where the post office had my package. So this thing showed up yesterday at the house, which that was kind of nice. It didn't take long to get here from Michigan, but it's here. And I mean, in his credit, this is exactly what I ordered. This is exactly what I paid for. It looks like it's a great quality harness, but just everything I went through to get this, I mean, this is a communication problem that could have been easily solved. Now, my wife won't tell you this, but I think I'm a pretty nice guy. I mean, I don't think I'm that grumpy. Where just some simple answers early on would have fixed this problem, and just doing what you say you're going to do. You know, he promised me that it shipped and it hadn't shipped, and that, you know, all this stuff where, you know, if he had just said, hey Phil, it's going to be another 3 weeks, I'd have been fine with that. I wouldn't have had a problem. But I'll guarantee you, 3 weeks would have come up, and I'd have emailed him, and I'd said, hey, you know, is this going to ship? What's the deal? So that's my experience with this. That's why I'm really not going to tell you guys where I ordered this from. I'm sure you guys have figured it out, or have already figured it out. That's why I took all the stickers and stuff out of this box and off this product. And I'm not saying that you wouldn't have a great experience from this same company. I just don't know. But I don't want somebody to go through what I just went through to get this harness. So, I have talked a very, very long time about this, and yeah, we need to go do some work on the van. So, how about we go out there and we lay this harness out and see what we got. I know we're going to have to make a mount for the computer and the transmission computer. We'll have to have a place to mount this fuse box. And really, I guess what we I don't know. So my plan is, let me kind of go back to the van a bit. So my plan is we're going to lay this harness out. And that should tell me where I've got room, you know, how long the wires are and stuff, where I can mount certain things, like the computer and all that. Once we get this in there, my original plan was to start at the very back, drop the gas tank, get a new gas tank, sender, and fuel pump. Fuel pump for it would be my next project. I was going to start at the very back of the van and work my way forward. I think I'm going to change that just a smidge because I don't know about the drive shaft yet. I know the gas tank will fit. I've already got the pump figured out. I've got all that stuff, except for maybe just having to order some fittings and maybe some hose. I've pretty much got the fuel system figured out. What I don't have figured out exactly is the drive shaft. And so what I'm thinking is I've got to order a transmission yoke for the front of that drive shaft. So I think what I'm going to do next, after we do this wiring harness, is I'm going to order the yoke for it. And so the next video will probably be us working on the drive shaft. And the reason being is if I've got to order a custom drive shaft for this van, I'm going to have to save up for it. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm trying to do things backwards. So, you know what? I forgot to tell you guys. I got my HP tuner stuff in to tune the van's computer when we get it. So we got to get the wiring harness in so we can program the computer to where we take all the VATs and the displacement on demand. We're going to take all that crap off. So anyway, so we're going to do that. So that's an upcoming video, and then then I said we're going to work on the drive shaft. If the stock drive shaft's going to work out, okay, then I'll just order U-joints, carrier bearing, and we'll put that sucker in, and then we'll start working on the fuel. Then we'll work our way up and work on the exhaust, and then forward we'll put in, we've got to put a power steering pump in it, and then we'll work on the radiator and the fans and all that stuff. And hopefully, I mean, I ordered this harness to hook up to the fuel pump and to the electric fans, so we should be perfect on that. So anyway, now I've talked for way too long. So anyway, there you go. So I'm tired, and the next video is going to be putting the harness in the van. Because I've got to go do this 8-hour challenge that I'm sure a lot of you guys do. Some of the other YouTubers I don't know are familiar with it, but I have to go do this 8-hour challenge where I go to this other place that's not my home and put in 8 hours worth of work. And that's how I fund all of my YouTube projects. So, anyway, guys. Sorry I kind of went off on a little bit of a rant and a tirade, but it's all good now. Everything's good. We got the harness, and it's all good. So, anyway, sand fill out. Be safe on the dunes. Bye.
What the hell?